Space mystery, scientists spot unexpected class of astronomical objects express.co.uk. Police warning after concerning spike in coronavirus cases in South Liverpool, Liverpool Echo. No, you don't need a charger with your iPhone 12 or Samsung Galaxy S30 TechRadar. NASA teases new Veritas mission to explore Earth's super-hot sister planet, Forbes. The South Pole Wall, 100 million billion stars are found hiding in the Milky Way, Science Times. OnePlus Nord could launch alongside these AirPods killers, Tom's Guide. LinkedIn sued after being caught reading users' clipboards on iOS 14 to 9-5 Mac. A new study of dead suns finds how life on Earth might not exist without them, Science Alert. Superflare detected to come from nearby red dwarf star, Webby feed. Godfall reveals PS5 box art.